a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, Wancho and Vibe. Keeping up with the Geek Bros.
It's a beautiful day outside. Let's fix that. It's not a beautiful day outside, guys.
Well, no.
Wancho and Vibe are in the eye of the storm, brought you today by Irma.
For all your hurricane needs.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
I would like to correct that. It is actually a beautiful day outside.
It is a very
right
beautiful
now.
day outside.
We can't see right now.
Calm before the storm?
Because the shutters are up at the studio and it's dark.
It's like a Blair Witch project up in here.
You guys should see my my Snapchat. I did a little Blair Witch spoof. It's so I'm so talented.
Let me tell you guys, here in South Florida, well, not even South Florida, whole Florida, according now, we're gonna be getting hit by a hurricane. The big bad girl's name is
Big Bad Girl.
Yeah, I was trying to curse.
She's a dirty girl. She's a
very dirty girl. Irma is heading its way here, so yeah, that's what we're having to worry about. That's why we're coming on a couple days late for the podcast.
Well, actually, look, I'd like you to explain to our visitors, our listeners, because we were supposed to be having a podcast at all. Juancho canceled the podcast for this week.
Well, the reason why I pre-canceled was because of the gas shortage. I thought there was going to be gas shortage, and I should have really want to save my gas to make a podcast. But
So to get it straight, what's more important than the podcast is soccer and gas.
Gasolina.
I want you guys to keep a tally of this, because
keep tally of it.
This is Juancho's baby. I'm just along for the ride.
Gasolina. Jason likes gasolina.
I'm all about that gasolina.
So yeah, we're here today to bring you a special pre-day of
it's a pre-Hurricane Irma special podcast. Well, it's not special really, but just pre-Hurricane Irma.
If the power goes out and you still have internet, you can go to WeBeGeekPC.com, iTunes, and Google Play and Stitcher just to listen to our sexy voices.
And if you want to see what we're doing during Hurricane Irma, you always check out the Geek Bros Instagram, Geek Bros Twitter. Juancho?
Geek Bros is GEEKBR0S.
Because he's special.
Instagram
and Twitter. And the actual Facebook fan page.
Exactly.
We'll be posting.
I will be posting pictures of. I'll be going in Boca. Vibe here is taking care of my son, Miles.
His doggy.
Yes.
Who's running around disconnecting wires here in the studio.
He's running amok in here. He's gonna have a fun time with Uncle Jay over here.
That's my sarcastic clap.
So I'll be posting pictures of the storm. Vibe's gonna post pictures of him in darkness with Miles.
Pretty much. Yes. That's pretty much all you're gonna get some Blair Witch Project with a dog type black and white scenes. I already did my first one on Snap, okay, and Snap for me, guys. Just throwing it out there. Vibrev Studios, same thing. VIBEREVSTUDIOS. Looking me up. I'm gonna be doing a lot of silly nonsense because I am gonna be super lonely.
Yeah, we can call. Oh, no, never mind.
Too soon.
There's nothing going on with Geek Bros and Geek Girls.
We're preparing for the storm. That's what Geek
He's
Bros
been
and Geek
preparing for the
Girls.
storm for the past 3 months now with the Geek Bros and Geek Girls.
That is not true. Okay, I got plenty of stuff going on.
Hurricane's a lie.
Okay, it's a myth. Yes. Juancho, before I know what you're going to do this weekend. You're running away from the storm.
No.
How was your week? How was your weekend last weekend?
Absolutely did nothing last week.
Perfect. Same thing. Chores, editing.
Bro, but are you not gonna like really realize what's this weekend other than just Hurricane Irma?
It's just Hurricane Irma.
I hate you right now.
I'd like to do a pre happy birthday shout out to Juancho. His birthday is this weekend. We were actually supposed to be doing something on the beach that Vani planned, and then of course it got blown away. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say happy birthday, Juancho. You are a scholar and a gentleman, and I appreciate your time, your creative effort, your machismo, and your strikingly handsome good looks.
Talking about looks, shout out to La Leyenda Barbershop.
Leyenda Barbershop?
the official Geek Bros place to get their haircuts.
Believe it or not, I didn't even think about that. It's true. It's the official place for the Geek Bros and for the stars of Kid TV, Theo Star, and Joey Fire.
And Darth Flex gets his cut there.
And Darth Flex gets his cut there too.
So shout out to the Legenda.
You guys should check them out if you're in South Florida. They're on Hollandale and
Highland Beach Boulevard, and I think that's US 1.
Yeah, Hollandale.
So I'll put up the address there and give them a shout out. Hooking us up, bro. If you guys looking at our video the next day, look at this cut.
Yeah,
all clean. Oh yes, I'm
He's
looking
got a good cut.
good.
I mean, I won't even lie, it's a good cut.
I'm feeling myself.
I mean, and I got so many compliments when I went to my best friend's wedding in Connecticut, and what that compliment was when my hair was styled. Well, the gentleman there, they styled the hair.
I don't know if this is a good question to ask you, but did the cut work?
The cut worked.
I'm proud of you, bro.
I'm proud of you.
Fist bump.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm feeling Lucentish, so I'm sorry, I don't have any other way to transition into that.
You just can.
Yes, you can.
So we're gonna be talking about comic books out this week. Well, this week already.
Wait.
What?
You didn't use the music. That's
no,
what.
but first you have to first down what we're talking, and then you go into
Okay, cool.
details.
I'm sorry.
You remember this?
I do. So it's a hurricane. So Juancho, what brings us here today?
Comic books out this week. A movie stand out for this weekend. Pokemon news. There's several Pokemon news. Video games out this week. As well, we have Anime Invasion that really is like not anime invasion, but it's like anime news. Bleach live action. Should Toonami stay as its own block or have its own channel, just like Boomerang for Cartoon Network? So we're gonna be discussing that. Star Wars director is out for episode 9. Mario is a man of many skills. The next Splatfest. Big Lego. Nintendo taking names in Japan. And Hurricane Irma. Let's get to it.
Woo! That was a quick list.
New set!
New set.
So guys, let's go. So listen, this week comic book standout are Journey to the Star Wars, The Last Jedi, Captain Phasma #1.
The comic book?
Yes.
Ooh.
And Darth Vader issue #5. Those
Now
are the
we
only
haven't
two.
seen them yet, so we can't really properly review them.
I'm not gonna review them because I haven't seen them. I will be downloading them today and taking them with me to Boca.
Okay, and yeah, if you don't mind just letting me see them.
I will give you my login to the Marvel thing so you can log in.
Apparently, the Phasma book, which I will get into later, a quick discussion about that. It actually ends where this begins.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently, what the comic book is gonna be doing, she's gonna be chasing after somebody. That
Why are you gonna spill it for me, bro? I haven't even read the book.
No,
bro. Do you even spoil it, bro?
No, but this has nothing to do with the book, though.
Okay.
It's what she says at the end. She says, I'm gonna go after somebody that's seen her face. And from what I understand is, the one person that did see her face, she's gonna go kill him, and that's part of what the Phasma comic books is about. So, carry on, Juancho, while I type this in there somewhere.
So, what are you gonna type?
Phasma book review.
Yeah, but I haven't read it.
Just a non-spoiler review. I'm gonna review it. I've read it.
Oh, you're gonna review?
I'm gonna give it
whatever.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, bro. Do you bro? So, the movie stand up for this week. It's the movie It. That's it. I don't have anything to say about that.
And I saw it when I was, in my childhood. You've never seen the original?
Nope.
The only reason why is for the nostalgic value. I'm curious to see what it would look like now. So I might actually go see it. I don't really like horror movies, but like I said, for the nostalgic value, I really liked it back in the day. So, just to re-emphasize that I do have a childhood. I had a childhood, and Juancho doesn't like comics.
He wishes he liked.
I wishes.
So, as we continue here, Vibe. Now, the movie It that you're referring to, what are your expectations from this movie based on what you saw when you were a child?
A faithful but more updated and more suspenseful adaptation of the original movie or the original source material, which was, I believe, a Stephen King novel. I would hope that it would be, legendary.
Didn't they actually try this to renew other movies like this? For example, Jason.
Yes, they tried to reimagine Jason.
Wasn't it like a...
No, it was a dud, and the Freddy Krueger remake was a dud, and a couple of the other remakes were duds, because here's the thing, though. they're not relying. They're relying too much on the technology of the day. What made the original horror films so suspenseful was they had to use prosthetics. They had to use things that you could actually think you could touch. You know what I'm trying to say? And so that helped with the gore. And you required artists to be more artistic with how they present these things. Now, it's just fix it in post. Just CGI that thing. Does it look really good? CGI it later, you know? Yeah. So I think that's what the issue is with these remakes.
Alright, hopefully the movie is not a dud. I hear that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a fresh scent.
Oh, that's good.
So fresh tomato, so that's actually good news.
It's a deep introspective thing. It's into the psyches of a whole bunch of scarred adolescents and how they, you know, when they grew up, how it affected them all, and to revisit and have to, you know, redeal with it again. It's amazing. It's a psychological thriller, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, how scars manifest themselves and how everybody's different when they deal with them and how it manifests in the future.
Very true. Very true.
Like with you, you know, like all your, you know, emotional scars, they manifest, you know, in this podcast. Look at his face. Pokémon.
Pika Pika. Squirtle. Bulbasaur. Charmander.
Before we get into this, by the way, guys, just so you know, I didn't cook or make any special drinks for this podcast because
Hurricane Irma happened.
No, because Juancho canceled it, and then he decided to show up just randomly today with his pooch and said, "Let's do it." So that's why I haven't launched anything like that. So just so you guys know, I'm not slipping. It's Juancho's fault.
He's slipping. He's going vegan.
Well, I'm going. I've been vegan for 8 days now, and I'm proud.
We'll talk about it.
You just missed
So, legendary Yoto Pokemon arrive in Pokemon Go.
Johto. Not Yodo.
Raikou, Entei.
Raikou, NT, and Suicide. Oh my god, they were terrible.
So, these Pokemon are out. I seen the electrical ones. No, sorry, the fire one chilling by my house the other day, or the electrical type. One of those two were chilling by my house. Hard to get, like usual raids. But there's going to be new raids coming out called the X Raid Battles, where you're going to be actually getting invitation to it. So now you go from
but here's the thing.
raids to now exclusive invitation raids.
But who gets to capture it? And is it only one in the entire world?
No. Everybody who gets that raid gets a chance to capture him.
So doesn't that kind of like...
Nope, it's a little bit different because you don't get any power up. You get one type of ball, and that ball is either gives you a chance to get it or not get it.
I understand.
Until you run out of the balls.
But if Pokemon Go is meant to more mimic the real world Pokemon concept, shouldn't there only be one of each in the entire world?
Isn't the game like the same? No, you really can't catch all the Pokemon.
That is true, but the game...
Listen here, bro. Stop fighting it.
But within it's true. Okay, fine.
Stop fighting it. You
Pokemon Go, you got no chill.
So Vive also gave me this news that they're gonna be coming soon. Trading PvP battle confirmed for Pokemon Go.
It has been confirmed.
So finally, I can finally trade some Pokemon with people that I want other Pokemon.
Exactly, they're finally living up to. They said that basically that the Pokemon company spoke to Niantic, and they said that they have only just scratched the surface of what they really wanted to do with Pokemon Go. It's a process. So when this game finally gets completed, if it ever gets completed, like officially done, you know, it's gonna be a totally different beast than it is when it first began. And so I'm actually, when I read it and I briefly skimmed it because you know, Vibe hates Pokemon. I was actually saying, you know what, this sounds like a game I might want to play in the future, maybe next year sometime. So,
well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I can't wait, and we'll see what happens with it coming out. Hopefully, I think it will be something next year. I found another game by for the iOS and Android. It's called Pokémon Duel.
Okay.
So, fine, let's take a look.
Introducing Pokémon Duel, the new Pokémon strategy game for your mobile device. It just feels weird. That's kind of cool. It's like Pogs. I want to play this right now. Collect digital figures of Pokémon. Customize their abilities. Compete online.
Win!
Pokémon Duel. Available now. Get it at Apple Store or Google Play.
Yes, where you can listen to our
Or
podcast.
Pokemon.com/duel. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that right now, actually. I'll play that for the entire time. That's cool.
So, Pokemon Duel, it looks like a fun game, guys. I haven't played it, so I will not review it. Next podcast, I will review the game because I'm probably going to get it.
Do you not even want to bother trying to explain the concept of it? It says, build your own party of Pokemon figures and play against your friends in Pokemon Duel. Free to download for the iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. In Pokemon Duel, your objective is to deploy your Pokemon figures on game boards, or on a game board, and move them to the goal of with the goal of going to your opponent's territory, apparently. To win the game, you have to reach your goal before your opponent reaches theirs. Okay, cool. So you select 6 Pokemon, they're important, you go on the game board, blah blah blah. It looked pretty good. The video looked good. So I actually want to play it. So you will definitely bring it up next time.
Yep.
That's one game I will play. So I'm okay. So let's move on.
I hate you. So we talked about the Pokemon X rates here. Let's go a little bit more into detail with it. Niantic will distribute the EX rate passes to selected players as early as September 6th. The developers hasn't said how long it plans to field test the feature or when it will launch in full, but we already know of that at least one Pokemon can only be acquired through Pokemon X rates. The legendary Mystic Psychic type Mewtwo, which was unlocked earlier this month as a special Pokemon Go Stadium event in Japan. So there's your confirmation. That makes more sense.
What does?
The EX rate only gives you the opportunity to catch a type of legendary Pokemon, but not everybody can.
Okay.
Mewtwo.
Okay, good. There you go.
So that answers
I'm just
your
saying
question.
that if you're gonna do Pokemon Go, make it more realistic. There should only be one. And it sounds bad, but it's legitimate. There should only be one of each of these rare Pokemons, and maybe what you can do is whoever does capture them, once a month or once every couple of months, they have to defend their Pokemon, you know, and everybody gets a raid on them, and if they beat them, the person loses their Pokemon, something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a way to go around it to make it more legit.
True that.
That's what I'm doing. You guys see what I'm doing? Oh, you guys don't see.
As you continue to do it, we're gonna go into the video game news or video games out this week / news.
New set.
Alright, Vibe, where you going?
What? Oh, I didn't do anything.
Ready, Vibe?
Yes. Oh my God! Wait a minute. You didn't even tell what we're doing.
Oh, I don't know what we're doing, bro.
Okay.
So right now Vibe is actually I got my hands on a Switch, and Vibe, this is the first time that Vibe is actually playing a Switch. So Vibe, as you're playing right now, how do you like it?
I mean, it's awesome. We're playing Pokemon. We're playing what are we playing?
Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yes, we're playing Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and all I can think of is this is really cool that we're able to play it on this device. The graphics on this little pad is amazing, and you know what? I think, if I have to be perfectly honest, this screen and the way this is set up, this is probably what they originally envisioned the Wii U gamepad to be. You know, can we say that seems like a possibility?
Very true.
Because it's taken the best of what the Wii U pad was, and it made it absolutely amazing. So, oh wow. And so I'm playing Link right now, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I am the Tanuki Mario. So he's in 3rd place right now. So other than the graphics, you know the graphics look the same on the TV, which is pretty amazing. Like, I'm very surprised at the way the graphics look in this little console. Such a little console to bring you such quality, high definition, like color, is really nice.
No, I'm actually very impressed with this, and I actually do want to get one. Darn it, I got hit by the red shell. I can't believe we're playing a video game on our podcast. You guys love it, okay? You love it, and you're jelly. You should actually watch our facial expressions on our recap. It is hard to podcast and play video games, I'm realizing.
Well,
so
okay, so there's 7 rounds of this here. That's pretty crazy there, Vibe.
I didn't set this up. Oh, I got ink in my face. Don't you? I know you're gonna say. Don't you say?
I withheld that. I withheld that one.
You didn't withhold it.
It's a family podcast.
It's a family podcast.
All right.
Well, I lost. I was in 3rd place, and I lost at 5th place.
So Vibe, we got a little hints on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I wanted you to take a look real quick at this one real quick. Well,
Okay, by all means. Oh, Splatoon 2 you have.
yeah, and we're gonna
Why is your avatar a dog?
because it's a dog playing a guitar from Animal Crossing. Do you even Animal Cross, bro?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't.
So while I'm loading this up, I'm gonna go ahead and read the games out this week. Games out this week. Tuesday, September 5th, we had Knack 2, Lego Worlds, Uda Wurumu, Mask of Truth, A Whole New World for PS4, Antica Lost for PS4 and Vita, Don't Knock Twice for PS4 and PSVR, Gunducky Industries for PS4, Licky the Lucky Lizard Lives Again for PS4, The Lost Bear for PSVR, RBI Baseball Switch, Sunbringer Linux Max PC, Xbox One and PS4, Spectrum for PS4, Wednesday, September 6th, Destiny 2, PS4 and Xbox One, which people are saying it's amazing. I'm not gonna check it out, so that's about it. Thursday, September 7th, The Bridge, Crestiero for 3DS, Double Dragon 4 for Switch, Last Spear Double Spear Edition for Switch, Neuro Voider for Switch, Senku no Rudu 2 for PS4. Friday, September 8th, we have Monster Hunter Stories and Drive Girls for Vita. So Vibe, let me show you something real quick here before we move on to the I'm actually just pulled up Zelda, the Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, which I'm totally obsessed with. So I'm gonna give Vibe real quick a couple of live demonstration here, so you can see the type of graphics this little console plays. So Vibe is worried about Miles because he keeps running around and he's like,
no, I'm worried about Miles because Miles, his little doggy, stopped running around. It's very, very quiet, and but okay, but it looks like he's enjoying my umbrellas.
Look.
Is this the open world game they're talking about? No, is it?
Yeah. You can climb trees.
That's amazing.
And then you can go do like this.
Is that a magic carpet?
Yep. This is how big the map is. See all that missing stuff right there?
Okay.
That's how big the world is.
Look, you have to understand for me that my most favorite Zelda game was Ocarina of Time. So
Ocarina of Time?
What is it called?
Ocarina of Time?
What is it called? It is. You know what I'm talking about.
Ocarina of Time? Is it really Ocarina?
Yeah, it's Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Okay.
There we go.
There you go. That's what you get.
Freaking A.
Okay.
Talking about Ocarina.
Okay, Ocarina of Time. That's my favorite, and I haven't played a Zelda game since then. Have you played that game?
Yes, I beat it like several times.
Many times. It's one of the few games I used to replay on the N64, I believe it was. Compare that game to this game.
Ocarina of Time, it's its own classic, so you really can't compare it. Let's be honest there. Let's not get
true.
You can't compare a classic game that had a lot to do with the development of RPG. Like, to my opinion, to that style RPG type of Zelda game that led way to this game.
Right. I mean, it's forged a path, but even then,
you can't compare it.
You can't compare it, but I want you to try. If I'm gonna consider getting this game, I haven't played a Zelda game since that. Okay.
This game is completely different from Ocarina of Time because now you have a weather.
Okay.
Before, similar to when Ocarina of Time, you have to wear the red.
Right.
You have to have red to withstand fire, blue to withstand blues. But here they play the weather element.
Okay.
You can't climb rocks if they're wet because you slide down because it's slippery when wet.
Okay.
You saw what I did?
I know what you did. Family podcast.
The trees, you can forage, you can make food. So it's a little different. Do I recommend the game? Yes, if you are into that type of RPGs. If you're only looking for strictly Ocarina of Time gameplay, you're not gonna find it. That's my opinion.
So it's
a lot of crafting.
So it's Juancho approved, and it's Vibe on the fence because I haven't played it yet. Maybe what I'll do is when Juancho leaves today to go run away from the hurricane, he'll just conveniently forget his gamepad here, and I'll be playing it in the darkness with Miles. Just throwing that out there.
Not happening. So, for Anime Invasion, we're not gonna do any Anime Invasion this week, but I do want to talk about some important news.
And the only reason why we're not doing Anime Invasion is because Juancho canceled the podcast.
Something like that. Cowboy Bebop. Have you heard of it?
I have. I never actually. I watched.
I actually like the comic book, the manga.
The manga.
Yes, the comic book, the manga. Which is similar to a comic book.
Yes,
but it's not a comic book. It's a manga.
Well, manga is what we call graphic novels.
Exactly. So it's a graphic Japanese novel.
Yeah.
It's coming back, airing September 9th at 3 a.m.
On Toonami.
Okay. Which will bring us into our discussion with Toonami and our open mic discussion.
Open mic.
I'm glad it's back. I'm just gonna read down below the block for Toonami. 11 p.m. you have Dragon Ball Super. 11:30 Dragon Ball Z Kai. 12 a.m. you have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. 12:30 Tokyo Ghoul. 1 a.m. Hunter x Hunter. 1:30 Lupin the Third. 2 a.m. Naruto Shippuden. 2:30 Outlaw Star. 3 a.m. Cowboy Bebop. And 3:30 Attack of Titan Season 2. Now these are animes that are not streamlined. What's the word that are just like for example, let me give you. They're like big branches. They're mainstream.
There you go.
They're not those cult or that one anime that we watch, like the soccer anime or the food anime. They're not. I think, in my opinion, Toonami should be its own channel instead of a block.
I disagree.
Why?
Because
they haven't tried it.
Because Toonami failed got canceled as its own block just on regular TV. The audience wasn't there. Remember,
you remember that show Zoids?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I've been trying to watch it, but I can't find it.
You can't find it? It's too soon.
What about the Hamtaro, my friend?
No. And that was the demise of
I freaking
Toonami.
love Hamtaro.
It was so. I mean, Toonami was supposed to be cool. Why is Hamtaro on it?
Hamtaro was gangster, bro.
No, he wasn't.
But why are you hating on Hamtaro?
Okay.
That led you on to Dragon Ball Z.
No, it didn't.
Because as soon as I finished Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, you mean the block? Yeah, and that's why Dragon Ball Z failed too. No,
Dragon Ball Z never failed.
Remember, Toonami had its peak. It started off as a block on Cartoon Network. Then it got even bigger. Then they actually went over to WB for a little bit. Got canceled on WB because it wasn't the audience wasn't there. Came back to just it stayed on Cartoon Network even longer. And then guess what? They canceled it. They canceled it because the format and the audience, it just wasn't there. When they brought Toonami back as more gritty with Adult Swim, if you're gonna tell me then, I don't think Toonami should have its own channel. I think Adult Swim should be its own channel and take Toonami with it and have half the day Adult Swim, half the day Toonami. Then something like that.
I love Adult Swim, but some of the shows are so crazy.
They're crazy, but there's enough shows and diversity now on Adult Swim.
I think so.
That they can do their own channel and take Toonami with them and give Toonami its own evening. Give
but
half the season.
Let's be honest. A lot of these shows, as you see the block for Adult Swim and Toonami. Toonami only has one day out of the week, and it's on Saturday.
Yeah.
But look at the times. You're looking at 11, 3 a.m. A lot of these shows aren't strived for just 14, 15-year-old.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
Right.
Cowboy Bebop is a strong anime. When you start going down the early mornings, like Attack of Titans, yes, I know you're Theo Star and Joy Fire watch Attack of Titans, right?
Right.
But let's be honest, the Attack of Titans itself is a strong anime. Would Toonami survive on a daytime TV instead of a nighttime TV?
They began on a daytime. Remember?
Yes, they did after school, but it was only from 3 to 7.
Something like that.
It's around that time.
Yeah,
and
around
then
that
after
time.
that, then they went to classic Dexter's Laboratory,
Right.
Powerpuff Girls, and the remaining of the original good
Right.
Cartoon Network shows.
Right, the original cartoon block.
Yeah, cartoon.
Dun 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 dun.
Cartoon.
Yep.
So-
See, I had a childhood.
No, you didn't.
Shut up.
And then, so yeah, well, I guess we'll be 50-50 on this one then?
Yeah, 50-50.
Until we see. But, well, I'm excited Cowboy Bebop's back for those who are able to watch
Outlaw
it
Star
on
better.
Saturday.
I like Outlaw Star better. I did. And I was actually rewatching Outlaw Star on Crunchyroll.
Oh, you using the Crunchyroll?
I'm using the Crunchyroll!
Yeah.
Because send us free stuff.
Crunchyroll. Send us a Crunchyroll. Alright, so talking about live actions. Last week we reviewed live action of Death Note. This week we have a live action, but it's gonna be, there's no Japanese songs here. Right? It's just a quick thing. You know Bleach?
Yes, I know Bleach. Bleach. I stopped watching it, but I know Bleach.
Let's watch.
There's no English words, guys. Sorry.
We don't understand anything that's going on.
Is it live action Bleach? I'm sensing a trend.
Now, here's my question. You said yes, you did say a trend that a lot of these animes now want a live action.
Yes, they're going live action.
How much success can they get? Because Attack of Titans was a dud.
Was it? The live action was a dud?
From what I understand, a lot of people didn't really like the live action.
I have to watch it.
We need to watch it.
Okay, so I'll watch it. We'll watch it. That'll be my next anime invasion, I guess.
No, but how are we going to watch it if we need to? Unless we find it.
We have to find it.
We're not going to find it. Just so we know. We can't find it, because how can we find it if we can't find it?
We can go to one of those stores and buy the DVD.
Oh, you know what I mean? So yeah, I do. No, he's running around. But I do see a trend, and I'm actually liking it. To see Bleach live action, and now with the way, and it's being done by Century. Was it Century Fox?
Century 21, right?
Century 21.
Yeah, that's a real term.
Sorry,
He's gonna be able to convince me.
WB Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Warner Brothers.
I hate you.
Century 20. Yeah, Century 21.
Warner Brothers. So I'm pretty stoked. Even though you see much of whatsoever, nothing whatsoever, no plot or anything. You see a guy cutting a ghost's hand, and again hand falling back.
I'm afraid this might be a dud, like how the remake of Ghostbusters was, which is great visuals, but the story was terrible. So,
but you can't really make a bad story with Bleach as long as they keep it, because the story was good.
And unless they're gonna do a shot-for-shot remake, but I mean, then why translate into live action if you're not gonna change something? If you're gonna adapt a medium, you might as well change it a little bit, because as much as fans like to see a shot-for-shot remake of what they saw being translated to a different medium, fans also don't want to, because then you know what's gonna happen. You want, you at least make the journey a little different. Make the river go left instead of right.
Alrighty, so as we can start talking about change, Star Wars Episode 9 had a big change this week. It's lost its director. I'm just going to give you the quick summary of it. This article has been updated through the week, so we have two updates from it. So according to the Hollywood Reporter, the script issues have continued to be continuing sore spot for Episode 9 development, with Trevorrow having had repeated stabs.
Colin Trevorrow?
Yes, Colin Trevorrow had repeated stabs at multiple drafts, and sources say that the working relationship between Trevorrow and Lucasfilm's head Kathleen Kennedy became unmanageable. Kennedy, who had already been through one director firing replacement of the Han Solo spin-off, has eager for a sequel, tried to avoid distractions. The update 2 says Deadline suggested that Rian Johnson is the front runner to take over the film. Vibe, this is the second time we're having an issue with Lucasfilms and Kathleen Kennedy and directors. Is Kathleen Kennedy becoming a pain in the butt for Lucasfilms? And then of
course, there's the point 5 where the guy who did Fantastic Four left the rumored solo film. He was going to be doing something with them, and he left. I forgot what his name was. So this is technically the third time, even though the other one wasn't really publicized as much.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name who directed the Fantastic Four reboot, but he was taken off a project as well. They usually, so this is the third time. And I blame Kathleen Kennedy.
But Kathleen Kennedy is not Luke. It's not Marvel.
I blame Kathleen Kennedy.
I know, I do too. But let's just get.
I blame Kathleen Kennedy. I think she has taken has been. I think the power is getting to her head.
Do you think that she can continue to like? I mean, if these movies don't get, a lot of fans are gonna be pissed, and I'm pretty sure that Disney's not gonna fire her. Let's be real. We're stuck with her.
No, we are stuck with her. We are stuck with her because she, is the second best thing, I guess, to having George Lucas part of the thing, because you know that she knows, she in the coordinate group knows, and she's the one who decided to create the story group, which is like a band of a council for, you know, to manage the continuity and the canon of the new Star Wars. I understand, but I think this story group / her at the head of it, it's you're strangling the creativity of your directors. So you might as well direct it yourself.
Exactly, and that's why, if you're going to continue to like, okay, you got to do it this way, why don't you just direct it yourself?
But then now you're going around.
Are you just using a director just to get a visual
for the aesthetic? Yeah, they just want the visual aesthetic. But then if they keep doing this, you're going the route of George Lucas in the prequels.
True.
Where he did it, it was his vision, his story. He directed it, and they came out kind of lackluster. You need that. Look, the scripts are written. No, the story's written by the writer. The scripts are rewritten by the scriptwriter. Okay, then they're interpreted by the director, and then the last person to interpret them is the editor. That's how the stories evolve. But if you're gonna strangle the creative process, then what is the point?
Very true. I don't see the point on that, but I do think Kathleen Kennedy needs to tie it up.
And they use that same phrase, but creative differences. Yeah, no, it basically means that they thought your idea sucked, or you didn't like their idea, didn't fit your mold, and you fired them for it.
Or is Kathleen Kennedy becoming a witch with the B at the front?
I don't know. I think she's been mandated probably by Disney to listen. We bought this thing for $4 billion. We'll put you at the head of it, but you better not screw up. You better not and keep it tight. Keep it tight and keep it right. You know,
and let me tell you, they've been doing it right. But I think Kathleen Kennedy needs to.
I don't know if they've been doing it right. So episode 7 has been criticized as a pure glossed up retelling of episode 4.
So is the new one. They've been saying that the new movie coming out is also a retell of episode 6.
Okay, right.
And episode 7, episode 5.
Right.
And episode 9 is going to be a retell of episode.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Lucas always envisioned that his stories would rhyme. The prequels should rhyme with the original trilogy. So the sequel trilogy should rhyme with the original trilogy. I understand that. But Rogue One, and you guys already know how I feel about Rogue One. Rogue One was a cluster F until the final act when we finally got to become a war movie. You know, don't get me wrong. Right now, the story group and Lucasfilm, they're killing it with the books. They're killing it with the comics. They're even killing it with the new TV shows. The movies, however, they've got to be. I don't know how to say it. They got to loosen up the restraints. Let the story evolve. You have story beats. I get it. But let it evolve. Let it become its own creature. You have no idea what magic you're missing if you're going to strangle the creativity of these directors. I've spoken. Juanjo.
Yes, I think Vibe has told me how he really feels about it.
I do. And I'm speaking this because I'm an amateur. No, I'm a novice. Excuse me, filmmaker. I'm an editor myself. I'm a very, very a competent editor. You know, I've written some stories, and so I know that, you know, I would love, let me just right now, I would love to direct episode 30, you know, or whatever. I would love it. But I don't want to do it if I'm going to be stifled, and if I want, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You will take the magic away from me. You'll make it less special for me if you're telling me, well, listen, you have a style, you know, but you can't really use your style. I need you just to take this cookie cutter paste and just like paint it over. I don't want to trace it. I want to draw my own thing.
All right, Phil. Tell me how you really feel, Vibe.
I feel liberated now.
You know who else feels liberated from their job title? Mario.
How's he liberated?
Because he's not a plumber anymore.
That's not liberation. That's losing your specialty. All that work at the trade school for nothing.
So Mario's not a plumber anymore. Nintendo finally admits, "Thank you, Mario, but our plumber is in another castle." This article comes from Polygon.com. Mario's no longer a plumber. According to his recent updated profile on the Japanese Nintendo page, this comes as no surprise. Consider it's been years since Mario's really worked his supposed job. Okay, he's been a tennis player, a soccer player, even an Olympic champion. Mario even done a brief stint in the professional dancing space. He's been Dr. Mario. Now he shoots guns. Mario's a man of many tasks. You can learn something from Mario. He still gets a lady at the end of the day. It is a man of multiple lives.
I know you didn't just do me like that on the podcast. That is so too soon. It's ridiculous.
Too soon?
Mario is my idol.
I think that's talking.
That was really funny.
The laptop.
You can learn something from Mario.
First, you make the
What was that?
I have no idea. Oh, maybe the little. But yes. So how do you feel? Tell me. Give me some emphasis on it.
I wasn't different in the beginning, but as I'm here now, I'm wondering what's the point of taking off that part of his origin story. Who woke up one day and said, you know what, Mario does a lot of stuff, so let's just take off that he was a plumber, off of our site. Who woke up and said we should do that, and with what purpose?
Yeah, true.
That's the moment I'm trying to say. Yes, Mario's a man of many talents. Yes, it's been a while since.
Are they doing this because remember how we talked before that they should start giving the Nintendo characters out to different studios so they can make games for the Switch?
Okay.
Is this a way to say, hey, Mario's a man of many talents. What can you do with Mario to make it look cool?
There's many other ways to do it than just deleting his or taking off or completely disregarding his origin story. What if they make a plumbing game for him?
Huh? What if they make a plumbing game?
They should make a 3DS game, Mario Plums. That's it. Or Mario lays the pipe.
Too soon. It's a family podcast. So as I'm reading this article came up that I'm really intrigued by, and I really wanted to discuss it with Vibe.
All right, go for it.
Star Wars: The Fractured Butthole.
What?
Yes.
South Park?
Yes. Is this the game? Remember?
You just said Star Wars. You said Star Wars.
Oh, sorry. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. You remember the game, The Stick of Truth?
Yeah. I borrowed it for a couple of months.
And you never played it because...
Hold on, but it was a really cool cover. I looked at the cover every day, took it around, put it back, gave it back to him a couple of months later.
So, there's a part in the game, what I'm reading here, that the color of the skin makes it game harder. What? Yeah, exactly.
What?
So, the goof, and this article is coming from Polygon. The goof appears around the 5-minute, 40-second mark in the video above. The difficult slider is one of the last pieces on the character customization process, and as a player, it pushes it from hard to easy. The skin color changes along with it. Don't worry, this doesn't affect the combat. The narrator of South Park mascot Eric Cartman says during the segment, just every other aspect of
First
your whole life.
First you make the number fit, multiply, then minus
Okay, you need to turn that off. This is some random ads that are playing, and I hate that commercial.
So, because you're black, you're going to have a harder life than you're a white guy.
Jesus.
South Park is just pushing the envelope.
No chill, man.
I really want to...
Wow, we should play that.
It says 5-minute 40 mark.
At the Home Depot, we're pouring more into paint.
So for Home Depot, guys, get your plywood needs. Get your plywood needs. Your nails.
This is why, Juancho, we pre-download these videos to avoid this.
For bare premium for $23.97 at the Home Depot.
So this we last
Home Depot send us free stuff.
So 5-minute and 40 mark. Let's do it right there.
Monkey hands.
Yeah.
No way.
It's just
Human hands, really. What do you think?
They all look bad right now.
I
think the company's dead.
I'm trying to pick a color for blood. Just pick a color already.
Here, okay.
Yeah, then we should choose the jeans.
Yeah.
So try to just
Alright.
difficulty. What? Oh
Wow.
God!
That's
I'm
them.
gonna go now.
That's them reacting to it. That's them.
Okay.
Alright.
What are you gonna play? It's like, what do you want to do?
This is actually the difficulty setting. Is
I don't know. I don't know whether they're just making a
This is
joke or
just
this
a
is
social
actual.
commentary.
It's scared. She's like, do I go white? Because I want to go white.
Let's go somewhere in the middle in case.
That's easy.
Oh no, it's that right?
He looks so, why does he look like Trump? Why is he so
He's like Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're picking...
Oh, you don't
See,
like
this
scene.
is very uncomfortable. I'm sorry. They're so uncomfortable right now.
Becoming part
Yeah.
of the difficulty setting. Imagine if this was like your hairstyle changed.
I'd be furious. Oh, God, I hate that character. Okay.
What?
Okay, right, okay.
These done messed up everything.
Yep, they're going back. They're going back. They're going back and forth between the colors.
So what else can we expect from Fractured Butthole?
Listen, that's hilarious. Like they got so uncomfortable. This is coming from
Polygon.
Yeah.
Oh, the YouTube video?
Yeah, the YouTube video that we're just streaming. I just want to make it sure it's called as Let's Play South Park: The Fractured Butthole Part 1.
Eurogamer.
It's coming from Eurogamer. So if you guys want to check that out, the full video is 20 minutes on YouTube. Shout out to Eurogamer. That was actually really interesting because it was funny because you could tell on their face they were legit uncomfortable when
They
it came
were.
to that point.
They got to the point they're like,
Yeah.
what do we pick? And even the guy
Because-
said, he's like, we can't pick what we have to pick another because
Exactly.
for a fan base.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, no, we gotta pick like more in the middle. So it was very, very, very funny. We should do a let's play on that. That'd be hilarious. We should. I wish we didn't see this because that'd be really funny. How we would have reacted. We'd have been like, oh, too soon.
Too soon. Remember last time Splatfest Mayo versus Ketchup?
Yes.
Japan's is gonna have a Splatfest.
Okay.
Chicken nuggets, McDonald's chicken nuggets versus the McDonald's fries.
Cool.
So that comes out starting September 9th to the 10th. I played Splatfest before coming to your crib today.
Studio.
/studio / everything else.
/ love pad.
Oh, you took your umbrellas and just ripping them apart.
He's not ripping it apart.
Survive. I'm not buying your new umbrella because he's very calm right now.
He is. That's why I'm letting him
Let
mess
him
with
be happy with the
umbrellas.
umbrellas.
Again,
So,
we're talking about the pooch, which you guys won't see.
McDonald's now is in partners with Splatoon. Who else will be in partner with Splatoon? I want to see some Best Buy. Oh, Circuit City's closed.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon. A Chipotle versus a Tijuana Flats.
Sure, I've never eaten at either place.
You've never had Chipotle, bro? When you stop this vegan diet, we'll talk. Which lead us to the
Vegan!
next one. But congratulations on your day 6 of your vegan life. How is that life treating you?
It's day 8. The 7th or 8th.
Okay, how's your life treating you?
So far, it's doing really well.
Are you peeing green yet?
No,
Are you shitting green?
No.
Are you dying inside a little slowly? That you haven't got any meat in your life?
No, because I'm having the beefless strips. I'm having the chickenless things. I mean, it's the same.
You know what I can use right now?
What?
A 4-ounce sirloin with mushrooms and onions glazed on top.
With a side of urgent care.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I'm actually doing really well with it. It's very interesting. It's really not as hard because it's you're still using the same seasoning. I'm still doing the same cooking. It's just instead of it being meat, it's meat's replacement. I'm doing pretty well. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna last through this entire month.
I'm proud of you.
You guys really should check out my vlog as I'm vlogging through it. Shout outs to Lady Tempe, aka Janine. She's the one who's going to be taking me through this. I had my blood work done beforehand, and believe it or not, even though I'm not vegan-tastic yet, my blood work was perfect. It was all good. Even though
my blood work was good too when I eat all that meat, so it's all good.
Oh.
Too soon.
So my blood work is great, and we're gonna see what I look like at the end of it. But we're going firm again. Check out my unmasked vlog where I'm gonna it's a 4-part chronicling of all September of me doing this vegan thing, and we'll see how it ends. Am I a true convert yet? No. But is it as bad as I thought it was gonna be? Absolutely not. It's very, very, very manageable. Except for the desserts, it's killing me because I don't know what to do because I love dessert, and all desserts have dairy in it, and I can't have dairy.
Just like he can't have the new Millennium Falcon set that's coming out in October.
Oh, listen to that transition!
7,541 pieces. That is 33 inches long and 22 inches wide.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for that one. That's really big.
That's really big. That's what she said.
Don't believe us?
Family
this
podcast.
article is coming from the Polygon.com, which is our news source, I guess, for anything.
Well, no,
related.
Polygon.com is your news source. Mine is Yahoo.
Here's the logo designer, Hans Burkhardt Skolmer, cradling it in his arms. That's a big, humongous thing. I actually got to see it in the Lego store in Aventura.
Really?
Wow. Yes, it's big.
Is it?
It's huge.
You should buy it, and then you should do it, and then you should put a video on YouTube of you fixing it up.
We're looking at the pictures right now.
Is this the newest?
This is the new Millennium Falcon.
Well, it's not new. It's just it should have a different sensor array on top. Where's the sensor array? Just to make sure that's the right. Yep, that's it. That's the right one.
Yeah, right there on top.
That's crazy. I'd have to. If I was to do this, I'd have to glue everything. I could not do it, and it could fall apart.
Oh look, they even have the porch.
Is that Lando? Lando's not even in the freaking movie.
Lando Calrissian is always in the movie. Survive. As we're winding down the podcast here, Nintendo Switch hits 1.5 million sales in Japan, a lot faster than the PS4 did there. And Sony is
The
Japan.
king. Sony is Japan. Sony is Japan.
Discuss.
How do I feel about it? Well, real quick, according to the newly released figures, the Nintendo Switch has reached 1.5 million sales in Nintendo's home country of Japan since launch in March. That's a big number, and it puts it into context as significantly better a start than PS4 did in 2013. It means to me, so the Switch has reached 1.5 million sales after 26 weeks in Japan. By comparison, after the PS4 first 26 weeks in sale in Japan, the console sold around 665,000 units. It took the PS4 69 weeks to reach 1.5 units sold. Wow.
Nintendo's back. And they're now, with all this money coming in, I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to invest some money on some good games for this console. I think this is a long-running console for them.
I think that Nintendo brought themselves back up from obscurity. I'm very proud of them. You really have to you have to understand that most companies, actually most video game companies, I mean all throughout our history.
Xbox One.
The minute I mean in general, when they've reached a low point, that was it. They flatlined.
Didn't they flatline that for years?
Who?
Nintendo.
No, but Flatline hasn't died.
Who?
When Sega was
I thought they were gonna go Sega.
Exactly. I thought they were gonna flatline. That was gonna be the end of them. They did something that I don't think any other company did in the video game industry, which is that they got low. They were on life support and they brought themselves back up. Because every company that I can think of that had a dud hardware eventually fizzled out and they became software, and Nintendo was looking like they were going to be like the way.
Exactly.
You have to respect their ingenuity. You have to respect their chutzpah.
And you got a hand on the Switch, which you look like you're very impressed by it.
I like the Switch. The Switch is great. The Switch is like it is everything the Wii U pad should have been and more. And it's so sleek. It's cool. I had only seen it from afar at our little. Believe it or not, we actually have social gatherings. Our group. Very rare though, and I saw it from afar. And KC, who brought it over before she was KC. Well, she is KC, right? Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah. So before she became part of the our GEEK brand, I was too shy to ask to play with it. And then Juancho was like, "I played. It was so cool." I said, "When did you play? I didn't remember you playing." I was so mad. I wanted to play. And when did you play on it? It was Super Mario. Yeah. And I don't remember him playing it. He just said it was so great. And I was hoping that Theo Star for his 13th birthday would want me to get it, but he didn't. He wanted a new DS, so I'll wait. Because Vibe doesn't buy video game systems for himself anymore. He buys for his Kid TV offspring and then plays with it. No, but to sum up, Nintendo, very proud of you. I'd like to clap. Come on, clap for Nintendo.
Good job, Nintendo.
Very well done. I'm glad you guys are still leading edge of ingenuity. Everybody else is still just doing graphics. You guys are still trying to do something different. Ever since the Wii, which was your amazing, even the Nintendo 64, was pretty good because you still wanted to do cartridges. I'm proud of you guys. So keep up the good work. I will be purchasing a Switch eventually, and until then, I'll be living vicariously through Juancho. But first impressions, it's awesome.
I'm glad you like it, Vibe. Let's wrap it up. Phasma review.
I'm not gonna do any spoilers. Juancho didn't read it yet or listen to it yet, but I liked the book. I want to say that I did like the book. It was good, but from the very beginning of it, I understood exactly what they were doing, and the book was an effort.
Did they explain why they didn't have so much character on time on her?
No, they didn't explain it. But what it is that the entire book was a response to the criticism of why Phasma let the shields down in Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
That's how I feel. I feel that they wrote an entire book explaining that one behavior trait, the one odd behavior trait that we saw. Because you got into the psyche of Phasma. She's all about herself, and she'll do anything to survive. And that's basically it. That's all they did is presented her like that, and they said, well, and to infer that when you see her do this in The Force Awakens, that's the reason why. Okay. Because she's all about herself. Because you find out or not, I don't know if you want to hear this.
No.
Okay. Well, she's not who she seems to be per se with the First Order.
Yeah.
And that's what it is that she's all about herself. So she did what she needed to do to survive. And that is why, juxtapose, if you now watch the movie, you can say, okay, well, she's all about herself, so she sacrificed the base.
Are we going to see her be all about herself on The Last Jedi?
And now that's where the story goes, is that now we do know in the comic book that she does erase the footage of her letting down the shield, so nobody knows except for one person. That's who she's off to go kill in these books, these comic books. That's how that story goes. So the thing is, though, the question that is posed now is that if she's only all about herself and only about being with the winning team, will her allegiances shift when or if the Resistance gets the upper hand? That's where the question lies right now.
I think we'll find out in the Last Jedi where she goes.
So that's the thing. I like the book, but I know for a fact that this author was charged with the task to create a backstory that can explain just that one thing in Force Awakens. I wish they did more with the book. I thought Phasma and the book is told in flashbacks through a they introduced a new character. His name is Cardinal. Mm-hmm. He's actually the red version of Phasma. He's dressed in the same.
Isn't that the new not concept of how the Imperial Guards look for Snoke?
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. But it was different. He basically, think of Phasma's outfit, except it's blood red. He's in charge of training the younger cadets, and then when they get of age, he graduates them to Phasma to learn how to go on missions and stuff like that. So Cardinal was a new character, and we were seeing the lens. And believe it or not, through his character, they kind of humanized the First Order a little bit. Yeah. Kind of like what they're doing with the past and giving us characters to like on the Empire side. And I think this is the first humanized character in the First Order that it's not all. He actually has anger. He has a conscience. He has loyalty. He has certain things bother him. The revelation that he found out completely shook his world.
So you do recommend I read the book?
I do recommend you read the book.
I say audio book.
Well, I recommend you read the book or get your audio on. Right now, I've moved on to the Princess Leia book, and
which I recommended to you.
Yes, you did. It's kind of fun. I'm enjoying it, but I give it a 4 out of 5 stars only because it was so obvious what you were trying to do. You were just trying to explain that one behavior that everybody criticized. Other than that, great book. Phasma she's a witch with a B. I'm telling you this right now. That's all I can say. Her as a person, as a sister, as a family, as a teammate, she's a witch. Horrible
person.
But she is. You have to admire her tenacity.
True.
You have to admire her zeal, and you have to admire the fact that she only cares about herself and she wants to survive. Period. And that is how I talk about the Phasma book.
All right, guys. We're getting ready to wrap up here. To close doors, to close shutters, to close. Everybody safe. Grab the children, grab their babies, grab your loved ones. Stay safe out there, and get your hurricane on.
Yeah, get your hurricane on, guys. Yeah, absolutely. This is the Geek Bros telling you guys, all of our friends and family and our listeners and our viewers. Hey. The storm is coming. Be safe. Make sure you do your preparations. Don't take it lightly. Apparently, this is a really big one. Listen, you guys know me. I'm a very controversial person, and even I was forced to put up my shutters.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told him. Like, you put in shutters? I'm like, wait, what?
So, and because the last time I did it. So, I'm taking it seriously, so you guys should too. And stay safe out there. We'd love to share your Hurricane Irma stories next podcast. Email us, talk to us. We'll talk about it.
Vibe will be reporting live. I will be probably streaming live. Can we stream live from the Geek Bro page?
Yeah.
I'll probably stream.
He probably stream live.
I will post live pictures and live videos of the hurricane during the storm Sunday morning. We're supposed to be hitting South Florida. Guys, stay tuned. You can check us out on iTunes, weebiegeekspc.com, Google Play, and Stitcher. Our social medias are Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The same tag, Geek Bros. That's GEEKBROZ. I made a vibe.
He said it was Z. And don't forget, guys, that this is a Vibe Studios production. So definitely check out the website for more Geek Bros, Geek Girls, and all Vibe Studios produced stuff.
It's slacking, but it's okay. We're getting there. No,
there's plenty of stuff out there, and you must watch that new promo, guys. I cannot stress it enough. I loved it. I streamed it on my TV. It looked
I streamed it on Darflex TV when we went.
You can't tell me that looked legit though. Yeah. That looked like I'm
so proud of you.
Oh my god!
Next time I should slap you with a stick in your face.
It was, but yeah, you guys please check it out. It's a good. It tells you It's a good representation of the studio right now and all our stuff. We have way more things, and we even Juancho's in a few more things other than just Geek Bros. So check it out. www.vibestudioS vibesstudios.com, and just check it out. So on that note, I've been Vibe.
This is Juancho.
That's it. That's all I ever say. Then you do your thing.
I love you all.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 15 of Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.
I love you again.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.